lyrical brutality. Do use clout for their salary. On this beat, do also battery. Satisfactory on this masterpiece. This nigga go hard. In the main event of the card, my inferno leave him charred. Then your fin just like a shark. Gotta love when the pen hit the paper. Unleashing all that data. I major, you're not major. Touch paper like erasers. The villain in the movie, bruise these mookies, that's my duty. Living in a loose sleep, that's my Uzi. Got your floozies and jacuzzi. Don't even step in my warpath. I make you take a call back. The mayhem, you don't want that. My ops will be my doormat. Plain and simple, you're not ready. How I know your palms are sweaty. You are nervous and your worthless voices kick you serve no purpose. I am lit, you are whack. All your tracks is ass crack. Wrap it up, take it back. You are done, take a nap. There's the weak, there's the strong. If you weak, we can't get along. You will fail, might as well submit. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. There's the weak, there's the strong. If you weak, we can't get along. You will fail, might as well submit. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. I just grabbed him, can't get away. Now he wish he had a better day. Now you hear you all my prey. Stop stealing from proteges. Want the fade really quick. Better quit the foolishness. Ignorance is always bliss. When you're clueless, I am pissed. Laughing in the face of fear. Danger in the atmosphere. For my victims well aware. Ain't no fucking joking here. Feel the rush, it makes me spaz. When I'm smoking on that gas. Your chick I'm not really liking. Psycho crush that bitch like bison. Pop, pop, pop. I'm a titan. And drinking like a Viking. This beat is real enticing. I'm enlightened like a giant. I am lit, you are whack. All your tracks is ass crack. Wrap it up, take it back. You were done, take a nap. I am lit, you are whack. All your tracks is ass crack. Wrap it up, take it back. You were done, take a nap. There's the weak, there's the strong. If you're weak, we can't get along. You will fail, might as well submit. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. There's the weak, there's the strong. If you weak, we can't get along. You will fail, might as well submit. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. There's a weak, there's a strong. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. Better make way, I'm the juggernaut, bitch. There's the weak, there's the strong. I'm the juggernaut, you bitch, you bitch, you bitch. Force, cut you like a fish and spill your sauce. Kill the track with no remorse. Spit those balls till I get hoarse. Break his face like I'm the man. It's no fact that I'm the man. Want my tracks on high demand. Smack your face with a cheap pen. Stick your throat with the guillotine. One man army with a team. Wanna scheme in your dream. Cannot run that laser beam. Niggas never had that block on lock. All that bullshit needs to stop. All you do is lie a lot. I had sacks right in my sock. What you do is search for a purse. Pop them shits like they all search. Put a grenade in your wife's purse. Top of the grade on this nice verse. Hit you with that Novocaine. All you had yourself to blame. Most these rappers have no shame. Welcome to my hall of pain. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Break graffiti in your face. Yeah. 1 2 1 2. Was goody B. Sandman sounded back in real quick. Just getting everything situated and all that shit. Can you hear me now? Can you hear that? How that sounded? Shut up, Smokey. My damn cat. My cat always want to steal the show. Nice. But yeah, B, welcome to episode 129. We talk about the old-fashioned wrestling. Let y'all know what's happening. Now, I'm gonna wait for everybody else to come on in there. You already know the vibes. Elbow drop that like button. Hacksaw Jim Duggan that like button. Smokey said, "What's up, y'all?" Yeah, right. Attention whore. Even though he's a male cat, he said, "Attention whore." Nothing but a whore. But let's get to it though, B. Let's stop the shenanigans. Oh, now you already see the title, Bumday Night Bore. But it's like, my goodness, right? My goodness. The formulaic nonsense that goes on every single week. Every single week. You mean to tell me all these grown-ass men is scared of Vince McMahon? Remember the report from 2 weeks ago when these motherfuckers all came together? You know, you had Triple H, Nick Khan, whoever. They all came together and was like, yo, we're going to come together and tell Vince McMahon stop rewriting the script at the last minute. What happened to that? What happened to that? Huh? What are we doing here? You can't tell me this is not a Vince McMahon. You can't tell me this is not a Vince McMahon production. Ever since this dude had they sold the company to what's it, Endeavor. You cannot tell me this shit is not Vince McMahon produced. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And Triple H, you are a fucking pussy. That's it. I will never have respect for you. You could unalive Vince McMahon yourself. And I'm not wishing that, but you can do that. And I will still won't have no respect for you. You are a pussy. This dude is constantly fucks with you. Constantly. And you're not trying to do nothing about it ever? Oh, we're gonna have a meeting to tell Vince McMahon to start rewriting the script. What happened with that? This motherfucker's still doing what the fuck he want to do. Yes, we know that's his company. He's gonna do what the fuck he want to do. Granted. So why don't y'all motherfuckers put your money together and go somewhere else? Why y'all can't do that? A lot of motherfuckers is doing that shit. Last time I checked, actual wrestlers is doing that shit. Yeah, shots go out to you, Black Star. Definitely glad you coming back to regular health, my guy. The fuck? Like, the only thing that was good for Raw was the Logan Paul shit. And Ricochet. I like that segment. Everything else is just like formulaic every week type shit. And excuse me, y'all, I do got something to get off my fucking chest before I open up the floodgates. So I'm opening up the floodgates. Just give me a second. Yeah, they're scared of Vince. Why? Why they scared of Vince? Like, does Vince got some dirt on you? Do Vince got you, tongue kissing a dog or something? Like, why does do Triple H is constantly taking the nonsense? Constantly for years. It's to the point where this dude had a fucking heart attack. He had a heart attack because he built NXT. Him, Dusty Rhodes, A Train can't put all the weight on Triple H. Yeah, he had other people helping him too. He definitely had a team. But let's really be real. He was the one that he was like the main one that was pushing to bring NXT Black and Gold to the promised land. And what happened? Like all the motherfuckers, if not all, maybe a handful of them, they made it. Less than a handful, they made it to the next level in the main roster. Everyone else was fucking buried. Everyone else. Look at Keith Lee. This dude Keith Lee never been the same. How you come from being a double champion in NXT? You was a double champion, first ever black man. NXT double champion in NXT. Just to fucking go and be squandered away as Bearcat. Then after that, you go to AEW. You click up with Swerve for no reason whatsoever, might I add. You had the tag team belts for a little while. Y'all fucking broke up. After that, I guess this dude Tony Khan told you like, yo, just rock your grays. Now you walking out here looking like somebody's uncle at a fucking barbecue that begged for beer and chicken. Definitely Black Star. You already know, B. This shit is a fucking mess, though, B. Like, and I got more ranting to do, but I'm gonna drop that link. Let my comrades pull up. The fuck, Imperium. I call them the fucking Three Stooges. Let's really be fucking real. Imperium is like the fucking Three Stooges. And Gunther's my guy. But Gunther chilling with those fucking two losers, that makes him a motherfucking stooge too. Get rid of them dudes. You don't need them at all. What are we doing here? All these dudes do is lose. That's all Imperium do is lose. Every single week, they lose. This dude went on his own. Ludwig Kaiser role. He had a solo match, a singles match with this fucking guy, Matt Riddle. Lost that match too, which it was a good match. I'm not surprised about that because these dudes could fucking wrestle, but he lost that. All these dudes lose. Why do you have Gunther with motherfuckers like that? And don't get me wrong, I know about Imperium. I've been following Imperium ever since the inception. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are fucking beasts in the ring. They're actual, you know what I mean? When they got their own type of shit, you know what I mean? They always get wins when it came to NXT and NXT UK, whatever. They was a dominant stable. They come to the fucking main roster, all they fucking do is lose all the goddamn time. How can we take them serious? Gunther looks crazy with them because it's like, that's like, come on, yo. Oh my God. I'm dropping a link though. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Keith Lee went from Bearcat to Uncle Ben. The fuck? But, you know what I mean? On some real shit, the positive side of things, Alex Kane. Congrats to Alex Kane. Boomaye, boomaye, boomaye. God damn it. Well deserved. He beat Alex Hammerstone for the strap in MLW. Shots go out to him. He definitely deserved that. He been working hard ever since with the whole. I see you in Black Saw. So Marcus, do you see what I text you and your in the on the gram? I inbox you on the gram. I asked you something. What's up, Black Saw?
Yo, what's goody, man?
Fucking, you see the title Bumday Night Bore.
The sad
Fuck
part
this
about it.
show. Fuck this show, man. Jesus.
The sad part about it is this: if Vince just said, "You know what? I don't have it anymore. I'm gonna let these people write their own show and just become an advisor," everything will be fine.
But remember, I always said that. I was like, yo, my dude, you don't have to be in creative. Just make the money. Just chill, fall back, and make the money. Why must you be in creative? That's the shit that been pissing me off with Triple H. It's like, God damn, my dude. Like, come on.
He's not gonna give up Raw. That is his flagship. He'll let you have SmackDown, but he's not gonna give up.
He's running that shit too.
But you know what?
It's basically the same shit.
But you know what? I do feel bad for Gunther when you got to deal with Kaiser Rowe and Giovanni.
They the fucking Three Stooges. They the fucking Three Stooges.
Hey,
y'all.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Y'all see my new profile picture?
Goku. Oh shit. So you must have seen my inbox message then, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh shit! Let's put it on that.
Y'all lucky my camera don't work.
But I want
to on that because we definitely. So y'all both y'all ready? Like later on in the show?
Yeah. No problem.
All right. Okay. Cool. So this is what we're gonna do. All right. So about to pull up. Okay. So listen. What's going on, So?
Call me Snake.
Snake Plissken.
Hey.
So this is what we're gonna do. Like since everybody pulled up like the originals, I could say we're gonna have Black Star and this dude Marcus have a nice little debate a little later on in the show. They got things to get off their chest.
Do we get to eat any Kaiser rolls?
No, we eat Hot Pockets.
That's what I'm talking about. He already got 1 point. Look at that, Black Star. He got 1 point already.
Oh, it's going by a point system. Oh shit!
Nah, but like, let me just get a few things off my chest real quick.
Hold on. Not save it. Hold on. We're gonna let's warm it up. Pause. We're gonna talk, and then we're gonna let y'all do what y'all do. Everybody just pulled up, so let's let everybody say what they got to say real quick, and then we're gonna go into that debate with you gentlemen.
All right, can I start off first?
Go ahead, Scott.
This is not about Raw, but this is about like the direction of superstars. I don't like what I'm seeing. What's happening with Braun?
Braun Breaker?
Yeah, I'm trying to give him a chance. I'm trying to give them a chance. I try my hardest.
No, Scott.
Hold on. Let him talk.
I try my hardest to watch NXT, and that's brutal. But I did not come on there just to see every single time Braun Breaker gets on there, he's losing. He's not even a monster heel. He's just losing consistently. He's on like a 3-match losing streak.
Can I say something? Usually when people is about to come up to the main roster, they start losing all their matches towards the end of their NXT run. Brian is coming up to the main roster. You could tell. He's putting everybody over. It's time. It's about time.
But here's the thing.
So why bring him up as a loser?
Even have him in the number one contenders match if he's gonna get called up. They could have did that with
Yeah,
somebody.
like the main thing is, why would you want to bring him up as a loser? That makes no sense. You want to bring him up to the main roster with momentum.
Well,
Same thing
well,
basically happened to Finn when he got caught.
the loss tonight wasn't it didn't kill his momentum because y'all seeing who he faced. He faced Dragunov. It's a tough matchup. And they both is the last two people to Pan Gunther. So it was a 50-50. Anybody could have won that match, but I'm not turning my back on him. And it was a tough match. He didn't lose to no jobber or nothing.
I'm not turning my back. I'm worried.
Well, first off, let's see what show he goes on. If he goes on Raw, then rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, I was saying Raw. I was saying Raw because with the whole angle that I pitched about him being the surprise opponent for this dude Gunther at SummerSlam, but it's looking like that's not going to happen.
And I
It's
just
more likely going to be Drew.
Too. I said, yeah, let Braun be the one to beat Gunther, but I'm afraid of his direction.
But I think it's going to be.
Hold on. Let's let my dude Snake Plissken over here say something.
Snake.
Yeah.
Snake.
My name's Bliskin.
How you doing? Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
Lieutenant Junior Gray.
Yeah,
that shit pissed me off.
I don't really have anything to contribute. You couldn't pay me to watch NXT. That's all I got to say.
It's brutal, man. I mean, I watch it to watch some Jennifer Stratton, but it's brutal.
I mean, Shawn Michaels already confirmed it, bro.
A lot of eye candy, though. You know,
Shawn Michaels already confirmed it. I mean, I know the draft don't mean shit, but
nope.
You know, when they did the draft and they drafted those two tag teams, Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
The after party. Look at them now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's their name, Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
Right. Yeah,
that's their name. The after party, isn't it?
So, yeah. I don't know what their names are. I don't watch NXT, bro. All I'm saying is
I don't either. But I just, I try to,
What I was saying was when they got drafted, part of the draft. I think Shawn Michaels was up there with somebody. I forgot who was up there with him, but
RVD.
RVD. They said something about, Shawn's not going to be happy. And then Shawn did some interview where he was like, oh, well, he didn't know they were going to be called up. And I was like, wait a minute. Because when Vince blew up NXT, when they became 2.0, the whole point of the blow up was that there was going to finally be continuity between, because when Triple H was doing the black and gold shit, as good as it was, when people got caught up, Triple H didn't fucking know. Like when Keith Lee became NXT champion, had one defense, dropped the cross. Next thing you know, he's on Raw. Like whenever Vince needed a guy, he would just get a guy, right? So even though Vince blew up NXT, as dumb as it was, it's like, well, you know what? If Vince sends his people down there, then at least there'll be continuity. So if Vince feels like, all right, I want to call up this person, then he'll communicate to the people down in NXT, hey, we want this girl. It'll be more organized, more structured. Then Vince got whacked, right? And then when Vince got whacked, Triple H took over. So when Triple H took over, it's like, okay, Triple H is running the main roster. Shawn Michaels is running NXT. They're best friends, right? Oh, okay, so they should have like more fucking chemistry than any other like developmentally we've ever seen. But then Vince came back, wink, wink, and now all of a sudden it's
right,
like,
wink, wink,
we don't
exactly.
know. Right. Now all of a sudden it's like we don't know what's going on. So the fact that Shawn Michaels is sitting there live on 4K HD camera talking like he didn't know they were going to get called up, that tells me it's just more of the same. So that told me right there, like product aside, like I don't give a fuck what the product could be like.
No, hold on, wait.
In the world.
I hear what you're saying. You making great points. I genuinely think they don't know when they're getting called up. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're lying when Triple H said that, or when Shawn Michaels says it now. I don't think they're lying.
And for that reason, because they don't know, for that reason alone, that is why I'm never going to waste my time
Yeah,
on NXT any
yeah.
longer. Because the
Look at
stories,
the motherfuckers we had from before on
right?
Black and Gold. All these dudes, yo, I'm telling you. Oh my God, the talent. Yo, I used to, me and my lady, like my lady, she don't really watch wrestling like that nowadays. From before, especially when it came to NXT, we used to watch that shit religiously every single Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
No.
It was Wednesday
Yeah,
night.
yeah. I remember that shit like the back of my hand. Wednesday, and it was only an hour. It was perfect. Only an hour. You get a mixture of everything,
It was perfect.
storyline and wrestling on the network. That's all you needed. It was straight to the point. That's why the shit got over.
And they
So,
fucked it.
so Chof, I got a question. Do you be a little biased sometimes? Because it's like you be
I just
negative.
explained why I don't watch NXT, bro. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
The product
you already
doesn't
got a
matter.
battle coming up. You already got a battle coming up.
I'm just saying. I'm
you
just
trying to
being
get
energy.
honest
you trying to get
because
a
I've
handicap
This is
been.
not me being biased, bro. This is not me
I'm,
being
I'm
biased,
just.
bro.
I'm
There's no
just.
point
I'm
in
just
watching
saying
NXT
because
because they could have the best stories, they could have the best characters, they could have the best matches, but it doesn't matter because they could be in the middle of a story and someone can just get caught up and it's just over with a completely different character. So you're just wasting your time. There's
uh,
no
uh,
point.
you could say that trope, but WWE is having record sales and viewers and stuff.
That has nothing to do with NXT, bro. I'm not talking about live events, right? I'm talking about NXT. NXT as a show is
I'm
pointless.
just saying, do you be a little biased because you don't watch
I'm not biased. I
NXT, but
speak.
and you
I
sh-
speak
and you be negative towards WWE every week. I don't be hearing
I'm
you
not being
saying.
negative towards WWE. I'm speaking specifically NXT. I haven't talked
To
about
be
Raw or SmackDown. I'm saying NXT as a show is pointless.
to be
It
fair
was
to
better
Toph,
when it was just 1 hour. It was simple.
You
It was
say
to
you
the point. It's just
you
like Sandman said. It was a great show, and they fucked it. The
you
minute
say
they
you
did
don't
2 hours, it was
you
over.
you say you don't even watch Raw or nothing. It's like playing
Once you got
favorites. I just
well,
don't like.
to be fair, nobody watches Raw. No one's gonna sit there and watch 3 hours of that bullshit. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna watch 3 hours
you
of that
see the
bullshit.
title. You see the title.
to be fair to Toph, Toph gives credit where credit is due.
I don't hear it a lot every week.
He says it
it's
every
like
week.
SmackDown. It's like SmackDown be terrible or something bad. SmackDown Raw be
Yeah, the
terrible.
only issue with
NXT
the
be
only issue
terrible.
with SmackDown, is they rely on the bloodline. If you take every episode of SmackDown, if you erase the bloodline segments, you have nothing. They need to set up the next arc. Okay, like all right, this bloodline stuff's cool. What are we doing after that? And they haven't.
Well,
That's
looks
why
like
Roman
Judgment Day is
won.
next.
That's
You
why
know,
Roman won at
Like I'm not
WrestleMania.
gonna
Wasn't
lie.
about
I'm not gonna lie. He's like, I build this show on facts, and he's making facts. He's talking facts, my guy. He really
that
is.
last SmackDown they did, right? The tribal court thing, great segment, but that shit took up 35 minutes. 35 minutes.
and
They
they
were
had
supposed
to
to
It
do
You know
this
got
in
why?
2
three.
hours.
Because you know
not
It
why?
giving.
got
He's
it
the
got
needle
3 million
mover.
viewers
The
though.
tribal chief is the
Again,
Apparently,
like
needle
I said, that's
mover.
cool. And I'm
He's
giving
the
them their
needle
flowers.
mover. But you know
Right?
what's a
And that's
bullshit?
cool.
Hold on. This the bullshit though. 'Cause, you know what I mean? They invest all their motherfucking time in the bloodline shit when they could, split up the creative. Like it could be like, okay,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like let's have
I,
these motherfuckers spread that shit on the whole fucking show. Like why
And the
y'all
reason
all
I'm
focused?
critical of
Y'all got
that,
like 500 writers. You got
right. The
500
reason
writers
I'm critical
on
of
one
that is
storyline.
because that's exactly what happened with the NWO and WCW. That's what happened with the main event
but
mafia and TNA. When you put all your eggs on one story, it's like, all right, cool, but you got to move on to the next shit.
That was
And the NWO, as great as it was, it never had a proper ending. It just fizzled out. The main event mafia
to be
also
to be
never
I
fair.
had
just
a
think
proper
you.
ending. It just
I
fizzled
To be
out.
just
fair to
think
the motherfucker.
it's too critical. It'd be too critical. Like you be making comments about Roman and stuff, saying he sucks. Like, come on, you can't shit on everything now. You gotta be
Anyway,
trying to
all I'm saying is this: I think
something.
SmackDown is a lot better than Raw. All I'm simply saying is that they need to set up the next thing once the Bloodline is over, and they haven't. And that's
Well,
an
based
issue.
on the past 2 nights, it looks like Judgment Day is next.
But I actually pitched out an idea. Black Star, I wanted to tell you earlier too. I actually pitched out an idea. Why can't WWE do some long term stuff and don't have Priest cash in at all? Have Finn win at SummerSlam. Then he go into WrestleMania 40 as World Heavyweight Champion. Then Priest cash in right there.
If you can't tell what they're doing, then you're really not watching it.
Y'all can go into your debate right now. Go lead into your debate. Go ahead. Go. Perfect segue. Go ahead.
All right, now, first things first. Oh my God.
Wait,
what I kept on telling you.
Hold on. They let them go. They gotta get something off their chest.
All right, okay.
What I kept on telling you, Marcus, I don't have a problem with WWE. I really don't. All I want to see is good wrestling. That's all I want to see. All I see is good wrestling, good storytelling. That's all I want to see. But when you have a person constantly fuck up the story that's being told, there's a problem there. You might not see it because you're a Vince apologist. But everybody else here sees it and knows what's coming.
I'm not a Vince apologist. I just be saying
that.
I'm just saying I don't just sit there and just nitpick and just say one person in this. I blame all of WWE. I'm not placing blame on one person and praising the other. I don't play favorites.
Because Vince is Al Davis.
It seems like not
you're
you.
Not seeing it. You're not seeing Vince being Al Davis.
Black Star, I see it though. I see it. I told you earlier and stuff. I see it, but I was saying that it be a lot of people. They be just trying to ruin this man's career. Like, come on.
He deserves to have his career ruined. Like, come on. The only thing that you have to do is not fuck up, and you're fucking up.
And I'll be like this too. I'll be like, because people be online and stuff. It be people online that I see everywhere online on YouTube and stuff. It be like playing bullying because they be making comments saying once Vince died, watch WWE make a robot and have him run creative. Like, what?
That's
like, what? It's not. It'd be too far. It'd be too far. His critical on him is justified, but when you just keep attacking the man, the man haven't even been backstage. We haven't even seen him in WWE in a whole year and stuff. The Dirt keeps trying to ruin.
Well, first of all, the Dirt.
Let them go.
The Dirt sheets be sitting there trying to ruin WWE's name like every week. I get the point. Vince should not be in creative. I believe that and stuff, but to constantly attack the man, like, come on, it's like they be on his nuts or something. It'd be like too much.
That's the problem that I have. You guys remember what's that guy's name? The guy that's with Takesha at AEW.
You can't help us. This is between y'all two. Get it out your system.
I just need
Don't ask us for help. We listening.
Well, with that dude, the invisible hand. That's what Vince is. Vince is the invisible hand.
Oh, he's talking. Gotcha. Right.
But I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, though, Black Star. All the complaints is justified, but it's like it's getting out of hand. You got evil people making titles talk about Vince in the weeds or Vince running is.
Because
They
he
they
is.
revolve, they lives revolve around saying his name, and I blame the fans too because they be I see it. I've been seeing it for past couple of years. They've been trying to ruin WWE's name. I'm telling you, they don't like WWE existence. They trying to get rid of WWE because they don't
Y'all got
like
2 more minutes.
storylines. They just like
Make it
wrestling.
spicy. Let's make it spicy. Come on now.
They all they want is
4
just
minutes.
wrestling. I
Marcus,
like
Get it off your
the
chest,
team.
me. Come on now. Let's
Marcus,
go.
you have the team. You have the team to run creative. Triple H's team should run creative. The only thing Vince McMahon should do, the only thing that he should do is count his fucking money. That's fucking it.
all I'm saying is if Vince wasn't 100% charged, you would have not seen all the recent NXT talent getting pushes. Like for example,
That's because Vince
like
isn't
for
touching it.
example, like for example, Grayson Waller.
If
He
Vince-
lost. Grayson Waller. He lost against Edge, but Edge beat him and made him look strong in the feet, and he gave him a. He sat there and praised the man in the ring. That's not Vince Wright. And you have,
Watch him
even though
get
you
buried.
had
Watch him get
Melo,
buried in 2 weeks.
Actually, that
I
is
would
Vince
say
Wright.
even though you had Melo come on the main roster and lose to Finn, he looked
And he
strong in
lost
the
tonight.
feet.
And he lost tonight to Finn. So again, let's move on.
All right.
But
So
I-
what's you guys' closing argument? Like basically, what are you two trying to prove to each other? Like,
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to say I understand everything. I'm not playing favorites or nothing. I just don't like bullying. I just don't like bullying.
No,
They
fuck that.
they
Fuck
trying
that.
to keep.
Vince is a bully. Vince is a bully. He's bullied people his whole life. If he can't take the heat, he get the fuck out the kitchen. Fuck Vince.
Like I've been saying, fuck Vince for the past couple of years now. And it's not to say that he's not a good. That back in the day that he wasn't a good booker. In the early 2000s and the 90s, he was good. Borderline great.
Man, look, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Fuck Vince. The motherfucker never really created shit. You know what I'm saying? He just had the bread. He had the bread to back everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Let's really be real. When everybody died or got too old that was in his corner, he got creatively bankrupt. Period. Patty gone. Vince Russo retired. You know what I'm saying? Like all the motherfuckers that was in right hand man, his other right hand man, P.S. Hayes, he's retired. P.S. Hayes don't really do much like that no more.
But do y'all think Vince won't retire because people keep bringing up his name too?
No, he's not going to retire because he doesn't have a life. That's why
exactly. Like retire.
Right.
Just like the joke you heard, Marcus. When they said, when this dude dies and they're gonna have a cyborg replace him as head of creative. Like, it's facts. This dude is a control freak. And this is what we're trying to explain to you, how you don't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is crazy. He's been crazy for a long fucking time.
He doesn't have anything else.
Yeah. And I'll say this, though. Vince, you know what I'm saying? This dude, Vince, did try other things. XFL, WWE films, with the WBF, cartoons. He did try the shit. It's just that everything didn't work.
That's his curse too. That's his curse because the thing about it is he's always hated wrestling. He never wanted to be in wrestling. He wanted to be in other stuff. That's why he tried the XFL. Remember when he tried WWF New York? He tried his bake at the restaurant business.
Actually, I had my birthday party in WWF New York. WWF New York. That shit was expensive as fuck.
Remember
this
when
shit
his
happened
wife?
right before. You know what's the crazy thing? Fun fact: this before the whole invasion angle happened. I'll never forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had my birthday party at WWF New York, and then
From March
you
of
said
2000.
what? No. It
From
was
March
like
2000.
a year. It was like a year prior to it, like
Oh,
before the whole what's that shit? The simulcast, the simulcast
Yeah.
shit.
yeah. So
Way
99.
before that. It was like a year before that shit.
So 99.
Hey,
So what happened, right? You know what I'm saying? I was celebrating my birthday, you know, the waiter brought the cake, yada yada yada. So I'm still a kid. I'm like, I forgot, like probably like 19, 18, around that time, whatever. So the dude was telling me, like, yo, man, I heard that they about to all come together, WWF, WCW, and ECW, and they're gonna call it Super WWF. I swear to God. I swear to God, he said that shit. I'm
hey,
like, he was like, me and my friends, he was like, Super WWF. Get the fuck out of here with that silly shit. That should have never happened. That shit sound corny too. Super WWF. No lie. Like within a year and a half, that whole angle happened.
hey, said man. I had two comments. Nobody still gave me the actual good reason why Chris Statlander won that title like that. It was the way she won the title, like she
I'll
just
give you a
came
reason.
in.
Matter of fact, before we get to that, I'm gonna remember you. I'm gonna remember that question. But before we get to that, who you guys think won that debate? Before we move on,
Well, first of all, you never really articulated what the debate was about. Y'all just started talking. What was the actual debate?
the
Well,
debate
it
was
was
basically
about
this dude Black Star trying to explain that Vince McMahon ain't shit, and this dude Marcus is saying that he likes Vince McMahon more than everybody else. That's basically what it is.
nah. I don't like nah. Nah, I just don't like the constant attacks. Like it's getting annoying.
But it's warranted though. That's the thing. It's warranted. Well, like, what do you want people to do?
I mean, he paid off women with he. I mean, he's a pervert that paid off girls. I mean, he deserves it.
Yeah, like he did a lot of bullshit. Like, I don't understand what do you know. But basically, they just wanted to get what they wanted to say off their chest. So I gave them the platform to do that.
Hey,
That
Black Star, you good over there? You good over there?
Yeah. Like I'm good.
All right, all right.
You can still feel him. You know, like to what you were saying, Marcus. You know, yes, I don't watch Raw because again, I'm not going to watch 3 hours of that stuff. But I check out clips on YouTube. I check out clips on Twitter, and you can still like if you've been watching WWE for any period of time, you recognize Vince mannerisms, you recognize Vince bookings, and like you can see his stamp.
exactly.
You may not be able to see him physically, but you can say like Vince booked this shit. And what's weird
It's
about
because
WWE right
everything is
now,
the same. It's all the
right?
same.
And what's so weird about WWE right now is like you can tell like there's like some internal backstage shit. Like I'm not gonna say it's like 50-50 because I don't think it's that even. But you can look at a segment and you can tell like okay this is Triple H's crew, and then you can look at a segment and say this is Vince's crew because
Right.
Gunther he's doing pretty good as Intercontinental Champion. Meanwhile, Austin Theory ain't shit. I don't even like Austin Theory, and even after this,
No, fuck that. No. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
We also
Gunther's doing great, but you have the rest of Imperium looking like fucking bums.
and that's Vince, and that's Vince.
Like this shit is.
I'm
That's
telling
why I
you.
call them the Three Stooges. They all
Because
look.
if you
This dude
remember
Gunther
before
looks
Vince got
retarded
whacked,
via association.
if you
uh,
remember before Vince got whacked when it was just Gunther and the other dude, like
Yeah,
the
Kaiser
other
roll.
when it was just Gunther and Kaiser, they were doing this thing where Gunther was just abusing Kaiser every week, which was not anything that happened in NXT. And then after Vince got whacked, Triple H took over. And then when Triple H took over, you started seeing Imperium act like the Imperium you saw in NXT and NXT UK. You saw the continuity. It's like, oh, okay. Then they brought back Giovanni. And it's like, oh, okay. So now it's like regular Imperium, you know? But now that Vince is back, all of a sudden, when Vince came back, you started seeing Imperium kind of go back to how they were before, when Vince was just booking them to just be like bums and losers and shit. So that's what I mean. It's like you can see the 50-50 stuff. I think it's dumb that, like, I don't even like Austin Theory. I thought he was always generic and just boring. But how the fuck do you have a match against John Cena, one of the biggest names in wrestling? You beat him,
Theory is
and
the
you
only
do
person.
nothing.
Austin Theory is the only person Cena hasn't literally put over in the past few years.
Austin Theory should have been booked better because he just didn't beat Cena. He beat Edge.
Have you heard him?
I'm saying he should have been booked better because he beat not only Cena, he beat Edge, he beat Bobby Lashley, he beat Seth Rollins numerous times. He should have had a stronger U.S. title reign.
He's a failure in wrestling.
But
he's a failure in both. Like also, like I said before, this dude Vince McMahon just basically took everybody's ideas, talent, revenues. He just had the bread. He had the bread. Trust and believe, if Vince McMahon didn't have no bread, WWF would have been folded a long time ago.
I just think I think Vince is trying. Vince don't want to give the company up to Triple H, and
stop. You gotta slow down. That's the thing. You gotta slow down with that. He don't have to do all of that. That's what people are saying. That's what mainly like Black Saw and myself. I don't know if Topa's saying the same thing. I don't know what the fuck is what Scott doing over there. I think he's eating a hot pocket and he fell asleep. He's been quiet for a long time. But we basically saying that this dude don't have to completely just leave the whole company. You can still be the boss. Just collect the bread and let these dudes do what they do.
I was also that's why I was getting frustrated because they want him to leave the company completely. It's not just creative.
I feel you on that.
It's not just creative. That's why That's why I was getting frustrated.
It comes down to is he doesn't have a life. It's just like what Sam and I were talking about. He doesn't, and that's the part where I do feel a little sympathy for him. He has no life. His life is WWE. When all this shit first happened to him, my thought was, okay, he'll just go on his yacht somewhere with his grandkids or with his mistress or whatever, and he'll just chill. But his whole life is WWE. He doesn't have any other personal projects going on, and every other personal project he did failed. There was supposed to be a documentary or some kind of movie about him. I know HBO was supposed to do one.
That died.
Netflix was supposed to do one, and that's the allegations. That got canceled, so that's not happening. I think he would be really good if he got his own podcast or something, but he probably doesn't even know what the fuck a podcast is because he's Vince. So he doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have any other life. He has hardly any relationship whatsoever with his wife. Wink, wink. He doesn't talk to his kids anymore.
Grandkids.
Yeah, he doesn't talk to his kids, Shane, Steph. He doesn't talk to his grandkids. He's got nothing. So that's the main reason why he came back to begin with, because he was at home and he's got nothing. So I feel a little sorry for him. It's really sad.
It's a good comparison to Vince. You guys remember when Joe Paterno got fired?
Yo, wait, hold on. Are you serious? Yo, Carmelo Hayes is a fucking scrub.
See?
What are we doing here? Why they got Carmelo Hayes looking like Rey Mysterio when he had the World Heavyweight Championship? This dude is a fucking scrub. So, he's just always going to get his ass whipped. But when it comes to the big match, he's going to win. This is what I'm fucking talking about. Yo. Oh, my God.
Vince is the invisible hand.
Oh, my God. This is shit that fucking drives me nuts.
What, did he lose the match
also real shit? I got to take a break because it's like, I got to start watching, more, NXT. No, excuse me.
Who did he lose to? Balor?
Got to watch ML. Huh? Say it again.
Who did he lose to? Who beat him?
He lost to Priest.
But it's like,
well, they shouldn't have booked that to begin with.
Why is this dude Carmelo Hayes always looking at the lights?
I believe WWE is. I believe that rumor saying NXT is going to get involved and Survivor Series. Because why is main roster talent suddenly going to NXT like crazy?
Oh,
because
they're
I
doing
have
that
they
because
want
of
the
the
ratings.
now they're doing that because of the USA deal. That's why their deal
Yeah,
is
they need the ratings. NXT
yeah.
that's
is
an
failing.
even
It's
bigger
been failing
question.
for a long
If
time,
NXT,
and USA is tired of that shit. USA is
that's an
tired.
even
They're like, we gotta pump these ratings. That's why they keep having motherfuckers from Raw go over there to try to boost the ratings a little bit. But it's really not working. You know why? Because your fucking heavyweight champion looks like a bum.
that's an even bigger question. If NXT is going to be involved in Survivor Series, then why have Breaker and Hayes, your two biggest dudes, lose weekly?
See, that's one of the things I'll put over Triple H for because when he took over, that was one of the first things he killed off. If you've noticed that Survivor Series last year, all that brand warfare shit was dead. And I agree, that shit's hella played out and tired. So,
You
but
know
now that
why
Vince
it's
is
played
back,
out? Because
I don't
not
know.
everybody got to be in a faction.
I heard,
You
I
remember,
heard.
as a matter of fact, let's really jump in that motherfucking Bill and Ted time machine, that telephone booth, and go back, not too far back. Remember when this dude, the first Raw, Triple H was supposedly in charge of, and he had Bobby Lashley looking like a motherfucking god. He had the lightning bolts and all that shit. This dude's the fucking mid card champion. Him and this dude, Tommaso Ciampa, had a great match.
Everything
The
made
week
sense.
after, like everything just made sense at that time. Remember, the week after that, you had that triple threat match. I still remember that shit to this day. And these are just the matches. This is not even the storylines. It's the fucking matches that I still remember. Remember when these dudes, who was it? They had a triple threat match. It was Mustafa Ali, The Miz, and Seth Rollins, I think.
Yeah, for Rollins' IC title, right? Or no, was it IC?
No,
No,
it
it's
was.
US.
US title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got a US title.
It was just shit is so fucking different because it's like the promise is really taken away from us. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and say Triple H was, perfect. He did have his bum outs, you know what I'm saying? Like Dexter Loomis and shit. Like you bring Dexter Loomis to do nothing. That has some potential, but it ain't going nowhere.
The three failures I'll give Triple H is number one, the majority of people that he did the right thing by bringing back people who were fired for no goddamn reason, but the vast majority of them that he brought back haven't done anything, and there was no attempt to really give them any fanfare whatsoever, with some exceptions. The second thing he failed is whether it's Vince or whether it's Triple H, they both failed the women's division. It's as weak now as it's been since the Divas era. And the third thing that he's failed is he's been unable to consistently, in my opinion, end those shows on a hook where it's like you got to tune in every
Yeah,
week. It still
but you're
has like that
invested.
same. It still has like that same formulaic. Okay, well, good night, everybody. We'll see you. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. The three pros I'll give Triple H is the pay per views since he's took over have been consistent. WWE has not had a weak pay per view. I don't remember the last bad pay per view they had. So their pay per views have been very good to the point. Triple H completely revitalized Judgment Day because that faction was fucking DOA when Vince was there. Triple H took a dead faction and he made it worthwhile. And then the third pro I'll give him is that he's done a really good job with like the live events and when they go to their cities, they do pretty good attendance everywhere. So he's
Yeah.
pretty good at that. So
I think somebody made a good idea saying maybe WWE should move out the United States and do their live shows out
That
of
was
out of
that was
country for a whole year because it be looking like the fans they don't be trying to cheer at all.
yeah, that
Ooh,
was
something be good.
yeah, that's crazy too because there was like especially when it came to the whole that segment with this dude Logan Paul and Ricochet when
Yeah,
Ricochet
how
did
Ricochet
over the
did
top rope. These
that top
motherfuckers just
rope.
stood there. They just stood there like,
Yeah,
dude,
like he
like
did a
yo,
whole He did.
That's why
a
I've
He
never
did a front
understood.
top over the fucking top rope and lays on his feet. Y'all just standing there like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
which way
why
did he go?
I've never understood the whole like the you see it all the time, the toxic stuff on social media, especially Twitter, where it's like one wrestling fed has like 5,000 people, another wrestling fed has like 25,000 people, and then people will bully and say, oh, you know, like, oh, this fed has
Hit
25,000. It's
that
like,
like
bro,
button, y'all. Come on now. Y'all know.
you
Come
see
on now.
stuff.
There's a scheduled day. You know we could do better than this now. Come on, y'all. There's seven
I like
people.
that.
7 people around. There should be 10 people all together. We should already be at 10 likes.
Yeah,
Man,
that also kills the show too. It'd be like make some reaction for God's sake. They just be sitting there dead. But as soon as WWE
and
go
that's
do
why.
a pay per view
And
outside the
that's your
United
market.
States,
That's marketing. And that's why I don't blame WWE for piping in chairs and boos. I don't blame them. I
I
really
ain't trying
don't.
to insult. I ain't trying to insult anybody or or anything like that. But I've never
I'm
got that
just
whole
saying, you
thing
keep
because
saying that shit. If you don't fucking say it with your chest and cut the bullshit,
I mean I'll just go ahead and say it. It's just something I don't really get because I've seen wrestling shows with 5,000 people and I've seen wrestling shows with like 30,000 people, and the 30,000 folks are just sitting on their hands not doing anything. But then I've seen shows of 5,000 people where everybody in that arena and maybe 5,000, they're loud, they're into it, and the 5,000 people can make it seem as if there's 20,000 people because they're so loud and so active. But some people don't care about that. They just want the show to look better. So I feel like if you're one of those fans where all you care about is how many people were in the arena, I feel like you're one of those dudes. You want a pillow princess, you want a trophy wife, you want a girl that just looks good. Doesn't matter that she's boring. Doesn't matter that she has no personality. You just want a girl that just looks impressive, even though she's actually boring as hell. That's just the vibe I've always gotten.
I agree. I agree.
Like the best American WWE show in quite a while was last week's SmackDown in the Garden
Hmm.
because they actually had fun.
I will always
hit
remember.
that hit that thumbs up, Hacksaw Jim Duggan style. Stop playing, yo.
I will
So
always remember WrestleMania 32. Main event was Roman and Triple H. They claimed it was over 100,000, even though I'm pretty sure it was about maybe 89,000 or something like that. But I just remember that match. I remember watching that match live. I think that was the Mania that made them realize, you know what, we got to do 2 nights, because when they went into that main event, it was like fucking 12:15 past midnight. And I just remember, like, you could hear a fucking pin drop. Nobody in that arena cared.
how is that? How is that possible, Joe? Because they didn't go to 2 nights until after WrestleMania 35.
No, I'm
After
saying
that,
I think that
Give
was
me
one of the
yo, as a
Mania.
matter of fact, after you say Toph, read what Henny God say. I'll be right back.
I'm one of those people who feels Vince got to go. Only thing is, I don't praise Triple H because I don't want. Fair enough. Yeah, I was saying I think Mania 32 may have been one of the shows that made them realize we got to do something, because the shows went so long, you know. So
yeah, I remember WrestleMania 35 was like 8 hours. It was like God.
yeah,
I
Mania
had
35, that would have been like top 5 Mania all time if it ended after Kofi beat Daniel Bryan. If the show ended right there, that would have been like top 5 Mania, maybe even top 3. But the show kept going on.
That was a great
but
match.
also, don't you think that people has WWE has given women the same uh chances like the male wrestlers, because Bella Twins and other female talent was bashing WWE for it. I wanted to ask this last week. That's why
What?
that's why WWE has been giving women the same type of opportunities as the guys, like the Money in the Bank contract match, the ladder matches, the Hell in a
We talked
Cell
about that.
matches.
We've talked about that several times. That mentality, in my opinion, is the reason why the women's division is in the state that it's in.
Yeah,
Because
it's like the Bella Twins started it. WWE wasn't even trying to do that, but the Bella Twins wanted to bitch and moan, and they had old retired females bashing WWE for it. Like what?
So this is the timeline. I'm glad you brought that up. This is a timeline as far as WWE was concerned. The WWE girls were classified as divas, and there was a period in the late 2000s, early 2010s where it was very clear. I mean, that they just didn't care about the divas. And then on early Twitter, when Twitter first started, every
Give
time
Divas a
there was
chance.
a divas match, as Black Star just said, give divas a chance was a hashtag. And then another thing that happened during that period was a little funny thing happened. A lot of podcasters would do this thing called the Diva stopwatch, where they would do a stopwatch to see how long the Divas matches will go. And some weeks the matches will literally go like 25 seconds. Some matches will go like 15 seconds. There was one week I remember where Kelly, because
Yeah,
Kelly had a
definitely. And you got to
podcast.
pull up.
Kelly had a podcast at one point, and I remember she said there was one time where her music was playing, so she's on the way to the ring, and right before she went to the ring, Pat Patterson told her, "You guys are going home. You know, go home means go to the finish." So like literally, like as her music is playing, like go home, like 30 seconds or some shit. So what you're referring to, Marcus, is you're referring to what AJ Lee did. AJ Lee, she was the one that actually cooked Stephanie by saying, how little the time was they were getting. And I believe AJ Lee was one of the highest merch sellers at the time, which was
Wasn't that a
unheard of
promo?
for.
Like,
Oh, yeah, she did a promo. Yeah, she did a promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a promo, but she also went off on Stephanie McMahon on Twitter. Because
Okay.
I think Vince McMahon did something like "We hear you," hashtag Give Divas a chance, and then Stephanie started tweeting some stuff, and then AJ went on her. AJ knew she was gone. She knew she was leaving anyway, so that's probably one of the reasons why she stood up to her. And of course, the Bellas were also very, they were very strong advocates as well. And then around that same time, that was when NXT was kind of rebranding itself, because NXT was the game show. Then they became the wrestling show. And you had like Charlotte and Sasha and Bailey and all them. And then they got rid of the Divas belt and they replaced it with the Women's Championship. And ever since then, the term diva is kind of like a loose term. WWE kind of avoids that word now. But to go back to what you were saying to answer your question, that mindset, in my opinion, of everything the guys have, the girls have, in my opinion, that's the reason why the women's division is in the state that it's in. Because the reality is, a lot of things that guys can do, girls can't do. That's a fact. That's not me being a chauvinist. That's not me being an asshole. That's just the truth. You can
But to
do
be
a men's Royal Rumble because the main roster, fuck NXT, the main roster by itself has 30 males that you can pick from the Raw brand and the SmackDown brand. Of course, the Rumble will always have debuts, returns, nostalgia acts, but if for whatever reason, if there were no debuts, if there were no returns, if there was no nostalgia acts, if you legitimately did a Royal Rumble, if Royal Rumble was tomorrow, you could get
I
15
gotta
people
make sure if
from
that's
Raw.
you. My bad, my dude. Oh, I just gotta make sure that's you, my dude. Only y'all can see you, Henny God. Only y'all can see you. Just want to make sure it's you.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your take on it, Tro.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well,
But to piggyback off what Marcus is saying, the WWE Women's Division is only 4 deep. To be perfectly honest,
You, Henny God.
What's the deal?
What it
we're
do
getting
be?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm gonna let y'all finish and then I'm gonna address something. Because I like what y'all saying. I'm gonna address it. A little bit.
yeah,
Go
all I
ahead,
was
go
really
ahead.
was gonna, yeah,
Nah,
all I
this
was
is all.
finished basically is that when the
Yeah, they was done. Go
women's
ahead.
division doesn't have depth, basically. If it had
That's what.
depth, then
Yeah,
they
they're
could
talking
just
about the punk ass women's division. Who cares?
Yeah, that's why I was saying. That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying too. WWE need to just start going a little higher this spree because the divisions are just
No,
thin.
that won't
no, no
that won't
higher
help.
speed. They
And
don't. They can't even work with the bitches they got. With they don't.
I
No
think
more. No more. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They just need to work with what they got now.
what it
And what
is,
they
I,
need to do,
what it
here's what
is.
they need to do. They need to have a plethora of women wrestlers that is sexy and can wrestle or fight. Period. They can still be bad, sexy, whatever, and still get it
But
popping in the ring.
what I
If
say
Shannon,
What
is,
it is,
if Shannon goes
this
on a
is the
killing spree,
combo to.
that'll help.
Well, what
That's
it
the
is,
hold on. I'll let y'all go. I'll let y'all go. Let me go. That's like the main thing when it comes to the female wrestlers because what we always get 2 minute match here, 2 minute match there. We need some females that's willing to go out there and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Like a Becky Lynch or Bianca Belair, Oscar, what may have you. That was popping right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the next plateau yet. The next plateau was who? Natalia Neidhart and who else? Sonya Deville. Like this bitch lost like 1,000 matches and only won 3, but she's a fucking number one contender for the tag team belts.
but
At the
I
same
wanted
time,
to say this. Like when I was hearing y'all talk, you can't say the women wrestler haven't evolved from like 20 years ago because when they was doing the diva search and stuff like that, the women ain't had no storylines. They didn't even wrestle like that. They was having bra and panty matches and they was just throwing them out there to have little,
Yeah,
mud
I agree
wrestling stuff.
because
So
I
it's
agree.
different now.
I do agree, but it's like they might as well bring it back. I'm not gonna lie, they might as well bring back the Braun
I mean
Penny match.
that might boost the ratings, but then you're gonna have on the flip side, you're gonna have these new female fans who came and seen the Bella Twins or seen, Charlotte and them wrestling. They gonna feel degraded and be like, oh,
They go
well,
crucify
women's
what it
So
power
is,
I'm
is
gonna go there.
what it is
I'm gonna
this.
let y'all go. But I gotta say this real quick. When I knew this whole show was a disaster, is when they had Ronda Rousey, a legitimate fighter, struggling against Nikki Bella. I was like, that's
right.
just not gonna be the same again. That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
What it is, what it is, guys, is it's a combination of three things. The first is that WWE as a company never appreciated legitimate women's wrestlers when
That
they
part.
had them. They treated them like shit, and so it's like
Gail
a lot of
Kim.
those. Right, exactly. I was about to mention her. When it comes to WWE Grace, like they've always been so obsessed on Lita and Trish. And yes, like Lita and Trish are great, but there's a bunch of others too that they treated like dog shit. They never cared about. They never cared about Gail Kim. They never cared about Mickey James. They never cared about Maurice. They never cared about Layla or El Layla. They never cared about Beth Phoenix. These are very important female figures that could easily be agents. They could be bookers. They could be
Yeah,
on-screen managers or something like that. The same
yeah.
shit that MVP did for the Hurt Business. Any of those girls could be brought back to help elevate any of the younger modern girls, but just about most of these girls I just mentioned, they're not in WWE or wrestling in general, and they have absolutely no interest coming back. Why the fuck would they? Because they treated them like shit. So that's the
to be
first
I
issue
fair,
think
right there.
Mm.
to be fair, they're
I think
treating
the
her like gold right now, giving her,
I think
giving
the
her, um, giving her
so
Zoe Stark.
Zoe
I think
Stark
the
is getting book strong and stuff. And I thought WWE's supposed to man bringing Kyrie Sane back and
Zoe
Mickey James.
Stark, Zoe Stark face is strong.
mm, I think the problem with WWE and wrestling is they never have a balance. They'll have the women wrestlers like now. They have a lot of good talent with the wrestlers, with the women wrestlers, but they have no storyline. And
The
then in the
problem with
past,
WWE is that they do the same thing every single fucking week. That's the main
oh,
problem with
that's a
WWE as
fact.
a whole.
That's for
They
the
have
men and the women.
Yeah, everything is a rematch, a rematch, a rematch, a rematch. They'll just, put a little extra, this like little tad. It's like if you eat pizza every single day, right? But the next day you just add a little pepperoni, and the pepperoni is spoiled.
I would agree with that. It's no uniqueness. It's just the same stuff. You're gonna get Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor like 15 times in 2 months. It was cool the first little month, the first couple weeks. Then you get a rematch and you get okay, instead of a regular singles match, it's no holds barred. Or it's a extreme rules match. But it's the same people wrestling. It ain't too much variety when it comes to what you
I,
seeing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and it's like,
I agree with
and
that
then
value
look,
comment.
look what they're doing with Bronson Reed. Now Bronson Reed is back to being a bodyguard again.
For the Miz.
Like
No,
he's back to being a bodyguard again.
I think they did that. I think they did that because they bring it back DIY and they go.
I
I
heard
guess they
that
gonna
too.
have that
That's
feud with.
really like all right, stop. Because I heard that story going around a lot, and it's like, oh, like basically they're the ones that's gonna stop the Miz and Bronson Reed. First of all, Bronson Reed is like 500 pounds bigger than both of them combined. Like, why is this narrative going around? How 1 2 1 2, how I'm sounding?
You sound good.
You good?
Good.
Like, I'm like, yo, people are sitting there like, oh yeah, this is when DIY is gonna show up and do what?
You can get
Because
DIY. All I gotta say is if they do that,
Bronson
you're
Reed
gonna be in.
alone could fucking use them as fucking dental floss.
All I gotta say is if they use DIY, they can use DIY, but all you NXT fans are gonna be in for a rude awakening because
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And I love
different
DIY.
audience.
DIY,
Yeah,
they held NXT on their fucking shoulders.
but the main roster is a completely different audience. Completely different. You know,
Like, I don't know why people are saying this shit. Oh, this DIY is gonna come back against who?
they need to see it, Sandman. Because the reason is because a lot of fans, they're not going to understand it until they visually see it. Like every so often here on the Roundtable, we'll mention Adam Cole. Like, oh, what if Adam Cole stayed in WWE? Would he have been treated right? It's easy to talk about that. When DIY
Remember, he
comes
was
down
gonna
and
be
gets
a
no
manager.
reaction, you'll see.
Well, wasn't he gonna be like a this dude Keith Lee manager, and he's supposed to be from London or some bullshit like that? Like what a Von Kassenberg? Wasn't he supposed to be some bullshit name like that? This dude Adam Cole, he was gonna change his name and everything. He was gonna be like a manager from London, being this dude Keith Lee's manager. Silly shit.
And what is going on with the tag team titles? Like, why is KO and Sammy carrying around a blue and red set of tag team titles? Where's the new?
Speaking of the tag team champions, happy birthday to Sami Zayn.
Oh, he turned 40.
Happy birthday to Sami Zayn. You know,
I got a
WWE
question.
I swear WWE has a funny sense of humor because this dude Sami Zayn was the one that get pinned on his birthday.
Is
I got a
it me?
question for the panel.
Is it me or is it me or do I? I'm the only one that feel like Sammy and KO's tag team title reign hasn't been
A
up to
goddamn thing.
Well, again, bro, they don't got any teams. They don't got any. They don't have a. That's always been WWE's weak point. That's another Vince thing. Vince is, and that's the dumbest thing about Vince. I've never understood why he doesn't care about tag team wrestling. Tag teams can be a draw too. It's so dumb because
most of his tag teams, like when it comes to the members, that's how he built the company off of.
Right,
Shawn
exactly.
Michaels,
Christian, the Hardy Boys.
the
Right.
Hardy Boys,
the Heart Foundation,
the
the
Hart
Rockers.
Foundation.
The Rockers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, the list goes on and on and on.
Some of the acts that have made WWE the most money ever were tag teams. The New Day made them a lot of money. Demolition made them a lot of money. The New Age Outlaws made a lot of money. You know what kills me? And it's such a nothing thing. I know most people don't care about this. What kills me the other day, right? Like I did check out a clip. I did check out a clip of Raw the other day where they were doing a little segment with Chad Gable, Otis, and Maxine. Is that her name? Maxine?
Yeah,
The little
Maxine
the
Dupree.
graduation thing. Right. So I was watching it and I was like, all right, cool. And then I see the Viking Raiders come out and they just come out and they just get like Valhalla Awakens, whatever the fuck they're called. They come out, man, and they just get no reaction. And when I saw that, man, a part of me was
That's
like,
really
man,
sad.
I remember when War Machine. I remember like when War Machine, they were like the tag team, like they were everywhere. They were like in Impact, they were in Ring of Honor, they were in New Japan. Like they were different. They weren't like the Young Bucks or Red Dragon.
No,
I was hyped when I saw them in
You don't
NXT.
mean War Machine. You mean the
Yeah.
Viking experience?
They were two just hard hitting dudes that you just look like you wouldn't want to run into in a dark alley. Like they were so fucking cool. They were one of the coolest tag teams I've ever seen, especially Hanson. Hanson is so fucking good. And it's just on WWE, they're just two warm bodies. You would never know that these guys are former Ring of
You
Honor
didn't get the joke.
champions.
The joke went over you guys' head. The joke went over you guys' head. You remember when he
To your
called them
point,
that?
Yeah,
You
I
remember the Viking experience? That was,
Hey.
and first of all, let's remember they wasn't even supposed to be called up in the first place. These dudes was dominating NXT. What Vince do? Oh, we gotta bring them up, pal. Have them the Viking experience. But Vince, their name is the War Raiders. No, I wanted the Viking experience now.
you know who reminded me of that
part.
situation?
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura. When he first came, like everybody was hype over him when he was in New Japan. And then he came to WWE, he was doing his thing in NXT. Then they called him to the main roster. You know, he was a little hot. Then they had him fight Jinder Mahal. And remember, he lost. Or no, was it AJ or was it Jinder Mahal? And they cooled him off. And he never won that world title. He didn't win it at the time. And it's just like, I don't even watch anymore. But it just feels like Shinsuke is just another person.
I might be the only one that'll think this. And I don't care. I think this dude, Shinsuke Nakamura, coming in WWE was a humongous waste of time, NXT and all. Because first and foremost, they always skyrocketed him. Shinsuke never really had a proper build, ever.
Well, they did that with everybody in NXT, to be fair. Every time.
Like, they just
throw you up there.
How much matches he had in NXT? Until he
that's not just him, bro. That was everybody. They did that with
that was Austin Aries, Samoa Joe,
Aries, Owens, Joe. Everyone got the rocket up the ass push. But I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah. And when he came to the main roster, he got the same treatment. Won the Royal Rumble. Didn't have no plans for him. Him and AJ Styles got in a dick kicking contest, and they feud.
Yeah.
So,
Hey Sam, I'm surprised you didn't bring the post I sent you earlier about the Undertaker saying Bray Wyatt should just go back to his original character because he needs to. He needs to because
I was going to talk about it. Like, I'm surprised he still got a job. Why are these dudes paying this guy? Like, what's the point of paying this dude? This dude is doing nothing at all. That's why I'm thinking he's got to be like a backstage or a low agent. Like when it comes to
why don't they just throw him back in with Braun Strowman and do the little Wyatt family thing again? You might as well.
Though, Marcus, they had a pretty. I'd say the last time it wasn't like stacked or anything. I'd say like the mid 2010s, like 2016, 2017. That was the last time I would say WWE had a decent tag division because back then you had Enzo and Cass, you had the Good Brothers, you had
Appreciate those lives.
You have Rhino and what's his name?
Heath Slater. You had Rhino, Heath Slater. You had the Usos. You had American Alpha.
You had
You had the New Day. You had the Revival. You had the Bar. Remember Sheamus and Cesaro? You had the Bar.
Yeah.
You had.
They had a pretty decent tag division in like 2017.
Hold on, Mark. Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that, cuz there's a lot of shit going on. I'm reading the comments. I'm listening to you guys. But we can't forget about everybody that's in the chat also. Yeah, but that feud doesn't mean anything. I get they on TV, but come on, it's like there's so much things you could do other than just being on TV. Like, what are they beefing about now? This bitch, what's her name? Kate, Jungle Girl, whatever fucking name. She took this bitch's jacket. Yeah, Valhalla. She took this chick's jacket, so they beefing over a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
So if black people should do that shit, we'll be niggers, huh? But these motherfuckers should fight over a jacket. Well, hey, I will give that. I will get H props on this. He has been booking the black champions to be long reigning champions because
Who you
I,
talking about?
I'm talking about Triple H has been having long reigning black champions because
Look,
Wesley.
that's the thing too. Like, I don't give a fuck what race you are. Just be good. We need to stop that narrative. Like, and I'm not talking about you, Marcus. You know what I mean? Root for who you want to root for, whatever. But I'll be so sick and tired of motherfuckers being like, "Oh, you just be a champion just because you black." No, fuck that. Be a champion because you good.
I'm
Put
sur-
asses in
Nothing
seats.
wrong with that.
everyone thought Wesley would be buried after Nash Carter got fired, but wow, I am impressed.
That dude is in the wrong company.
And that's why I be so fucking upset. Like I did that rant with Kofi. Like this shit is fucking real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like you had before then, you had Booker, red hot. That was his time. He could have been the first, our first black champion. It was a right time, all that shit. This dude
Do you
controls
feel?
But Triple H said that racist shit.
He works hard. He's a good
You
wrestler.
know, he still avoids that question in interviews. That tells you a lot.
That's
But
some
was he?
bullshit. Like
But
my
was
that was definitely he probably so punched the air over that shit.
But was he the first? Was he the first black African American world heavyweight champion?
Yes, he was. Yes. Mm-hmm.
No,
Who,
wasn't
Ron?
that wasn't it Mark Henry? Mark Henry was
No.
No, it
Different
was,
different lineage. He's
Oh, okay.
referring
When you
to
talk
the
about
WWE
Kofi?
title.
no, I'm talking about the
Kobe-
world
Kobe
heavyweight
was the
title.
first.
Oh,
Well,
no,
all right.
World heavyweight title was Booker
Let's be
T.
real. Let's be real. It's The Rock. We all know it's The Rock because he's black.
I wanted to say something to you, Sandman, though, because you saying Kofi. Do you feel he deserved it going into the title, like getting the championship opportunity? Do you feel he
His shucking
deserved
and
it?
jiving, his shucking and jiving kind of killed it for me.
Do I feel
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Kofi should have been
I think he deserved it.
the first heavyweight champion?
Nah, do you feel he deserved that title shot though? To face Daniel Bryan, like, do you feel like he
Yeah,
even deserved that
definitely.
WrestleMania?
No, I wouldn't say that. Nah, but him being the first, supposedly, our first WWE champion. Fuck no.
You
I
think
don't
so? You
mind him.
thought
I don't mind him getting the strap and him going through what he went through. That was a great
Mhm.
moment. All that was
Yeah.
a great moment. I'm not taking that away from him, but our moment was supposed to be Booker T versus Triple
But-
H.
But do you hold that as a fault against Kofi or the company? Because that's not his fault.
That's the company's fault, man.
Well, he still sucked after that, and I hold him accountable for that. Let's go
That's
there.
something,
Then.
yeah. I think that's
Let's go
50.
there then. Because
I think that
he could have been on some shit like, because let's really be real. They was the ones that came up with the whole New Day gimmick in the first place.
Yeah, I still got a question this. Why is they still a stable? They've been a stable
Because
for
they
almost
make
a
money.
decade.
That's why. It's because they make money. Vince is
I'm
always
on your
trying to
belief.
break up that.
I'm on a belief that on a stable that should stay together is relatives, like the Usos. They a lifetime tag team. But the
But they
New Day,
said-
they should have broke up.
They said the New
make
Day, if they
money.
break up, they gonna quit. They said they gonna retire if they ever split them up.
Okay,
I
so
just think the tag team is holding. I just think the tag team is holding them back and stuff.
It's funny you mentioned the Usos because that's the unfortunate part. The Usos they're definitely going to be I mean they're already Hall of Famers, but when it's all said and done, when their career is over, them being a WWE team, and this may upset some people, but them being a tag team in WWE, in my opinion, it hurts their legacy because they're a great team, but we'll never truly know how great they can really be because they
never faced
exist
the
in a
Bucks and they
company.
never faced the Briscoes.
Right, because they exist in a company that doesn't care about tag team wrestling. I would love to see the Usos and Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan,
Yeah.
AEW,
My thing is
NWA.
Why the Usos can't challenge for like single titles? Like why neither one of them ever went for the Intercontinental or the US title?
Man, look, that's what I'm
They
talking
just
about.
went after the U.S. title a few weeks ago.
Vince is so out of his fucking mind. Just imagine a tag match between FTR and the Usos. FTR, no, excuse me, of the Usos against these dudes, the Elite, the Young Bucks. Oh man, yo,
Like
we were
imagine the
all
Usos.
Only way that happens is if the Elite come over to WWE because WWE they for some reason
Obviously, yeah.
I think the Samoans they got something over WWE's head.
No one was Triple
And the
H's
Usos are
plan.
good. They're very good. I want to make that
hold,
clear. I'm not
hold on,
saying
let
they're
Black
not as
Star
good.
go because Black Star ain't saying nothing in a
Okay.
minute. Go ahead.
No one was Triple H's plan on the first NXT, the first takeover. It was supposed to be the Usos versus the Briscoes. The
Oh,
Briscoes
yeah, I
said
remember
no.
that.
We was that close to getting that match happen, but it never did.
And what is going on with the other Briscoe brother right now? Why is they not booking him strong enough?
He's actually about to challenge Claudio for the Ring of Honor title.
He's too busy.
Y'all need to really, this is what I'm talking about. Like, damn, y'all gotta. There's a perfect lesson. Before you throw shots, watch the show.
Man, I'm gonna be the one who say I don't watch the show, so I can't talk.
Yeah, be real.
I watch a little bit.
They be negative and don't know what's going on.
I watch a little bit of Ring of Honor, but not every week because there's too much wrestling as it is on TV.
Because I'll tell you right now, like I don't really watch AEW like that. I gotta play catch up. I ain't gonna lie, because mainly when that shit is on, we here. And after that, I gotta fucking wake up early to go to work the next day.
Oh, since you brought that up, shout outs to Jay White and Juice. Great tag team match with FTR. Juice.
Yeah, I heard.
All the haters that were hating on Juice are quiet now.
He's good. I like
Juice.
He needs to change that nickname though. Ain't nobody trying to hear that about a grown ass man.
It's funny.
Rock hard. Pause.
Can you imagine a team with Juice WRLD saying Orange Cassidy? It'd be called Orange Juice.
Oh wow!
I want to see that now.
That'll be on some head cheese, like it's Steve Blackman and them.
That was silly. It was cute. That was cute. That was silly though.
I think my favorite tag team pun name will always be TNA.
Oh, Albert and Tess. Yeah.
Tess, the best big boot in the business.
Oh, facts.
Yo, where the fuck is Rick Ross, man? Like, why Rick Ross ain't come back to fucking AEW? He should have been this dude's manager.
I imagine he's probably expensive, but TK's got the money, I bet.
Hey, yes, he does. Like, this dude Rick Ross is running shit.
He could plug his wing stocks. You better
was he supposed to be in that little stable with Swerve Strickland and the guy who just got recently released?
Yeah, like whatever happened to that dude, Parker Boudreaux or Bordeaux?
He's too busy sucking ass.
He was supposed to be.
He was a clothesline. That's it.
He was supposed to be AEW's version of Brock Lesnar.
Man, don't be saying that stuff. That's Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's what they fucked up with.
Yeah,
that's what they fucked up with when this dude Heyman said, "Oh, this is the new Brock Lesnar. This is baby Brock."
Don't ever compare, right? Don't ever compare. He was. I don't even know the guy.
Brock. That was the beginning and the end.
Right, I don't even know the guy. When you compare someone to someone like that, like it's over from day one. That's like if you're a women's wrestler and it's like your first day at the job and someone says the next Trish Stratus, you're done. You can never live up to those expectations.
Yeah, because it's overrating somebody before they even ready, and it's gonna mess up their potential.
Like Gable Stevenson.
Oh, Gable sucks.
Yo, since you mentioned him, I didn't know he had those allegations against him. That's fucking serious, dude.
What allegations?
What allegations?
What allegations?
You didn't know Gable Stevenson had allegations? I just found out the other day. Apparently, like he
Nah,
got
what?
accused.
What
He got
sexual
accused of.
assault?
No, he got
What?
accused of like raping someone like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, he's done.
Oh
He's
no!
That's it. It's
Oh
a wrap.
no!
You're done, son.
And he could be innocent. He's still done.
You're done, son.
Oh,
Yeah,
he should have. He should have.
We can't fuck with you.
Yeah. He should have been. He should have been WWE right now. It's done. He's done.
Like the allegation alone.
About Big Bill. Yeah, I like. You know what? Bill Morrissey. I
Yeah.
saw a match. I saw. I don't watch Rampage anymore, but I saw him. He was paired up with Brian Cage, and they had a match against Matt Seidel and Trent, and they were a pretty good tag team.
I don't care. He sucks.
Who?
You don't like Big Bill?
No, I don't like Big Bill. He sucks. He just talks for nothing.
Good. He's getting a lot better.
I like Big Bill.
He is kind of mid because did y'all remember the matches he had with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson?
Yeah, that was years ago, bro. Sure. Yeah. He's
Like, oh, come on. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Jesus
he's gotten
Christ.
a lot better now.
I'll watch him.
Anyway, he'll be on Dynamite tomorrow. So
He's gonna go down like
I just noticed that he.
Yo, you gotta remember the match I had with Daniel Bryan. That shit was like 15 years ago. Like, oh shit! What are we doing here? Big Bill, he's focused, and you know what I mean. It's not only when it comes to his in-ring work, but his health. Because
he's good, I'll take your word for it.
He's still, he's still trying to stay clean. Because you got to also remember too, wrestling is psychological also. Like, if motherfuckers feel that they're not making it, they're not doing nothing in their career, that shit can convert them back into drugs and alcohol too.
True.
And now he feels like he could be doing better.
Yeah. I respect him because not just in wrestling, I respect him because literally and figuratively, he was left for dead. Because in a tag team, everyone loved Enzo, and nobody really cared about him. And everybody liked Carmella, and nobody really cared about him. And Enzo got over, and Carmella was the hard one. And then, the shit happened with Enzo. He got released. And then Carmella became a bigger star. And then they broke up. And then she started talking to the Corey Graves guy, which is kind of weird in retrospect because I remember when Enzo and Cass were a tag team. Every time Carmella came out, Corey was like super into her more than anybody else for some reason.
Yeah, he was like he sounded like a straight pervert saying her name.
Yes, I can tell. I can tell he was one of those dudes. He's definitely one of those dudes.
Yeah, Corey Graves is a cornball.
Now the biggest sip in WWE is Byron Saxton.
Who's he simp for?
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah, who is he simp for, y'all?
I thought you was gonna say Jerry the King Lawler because I always forget how he fell out. How he fell out after AJ Lee was on a table.
But anyway, back on point. So he lost his girl. He lost Enzo. He got fired. He was told he was a jerk. He had that incident at the indie show where he got sick and almost died. So it's like, damn, man, no job for WWE. You lost your girl. You lost your tag team partner. So a guy like him had every excuse to just be a loser, give in to drugs, give in to alcohol. But no, man, he got off his ass. He recovered. He lost some weight. He gained some muscle. He got into shape. He went to Impact. And you know what? Listen. I always give Impact shit, but I will always give Impact this. Impact has always been the best company.
That's where you go to revitalize your career.
At turning a nobody into a somebody, right? Just like Black Star said. And kind of it's a great place to find that reimagination, to reinvigorate your passion. I think I saw a match of him and Moose. And I know I love Moose, but like I saw him face Moose, and I was like, damn, like this dude's a lot better. Another guy who's actually really good. A lot of WWE fans haven't seen him. I don't know if you guys have seen his work. JTG is like a fucking new person. He's a phenomenal.
Yeah. He called himself JTG the God.
I
Where's he
want to
at?
see. I'll respect the NWA for giving him working. I want to see JTG. Like, if he was to go to NXT, I would totally watch to see JTG. I could totally see him like as a North American champion
Where's he
or
at though?
something like that.
Where's
He's
JTG
nowhere
at?
right.
He's
He's
in the
like an NWA just
NWA.
doing indies.
He's in the Indies. Yeah, he's on the road in the
He's
Indies.
sweating. He is sweating.
Really? Gotta watch him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's sweating. Dude is
he's
beefed
completely
up.
unrecognizable, bro. Like he's in phenomenal
You
shape.
know what it probably is also? He probably just don't want to work for WWE. Like he's probably
He
over
probably
it.
does.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what's in his heart until you ask him.
And
But
and Sandman, he's the one that got me onto Cardona because I wrote off Cardona. Cardona is like the king of the indies. He's in GCW, NWA.
yeah, his back, he got like 20 titles. Like 20 titles.
Yeah,
God.
he's collecting belts. Yeah.
He's the
Cardona,
true
he's not
belt
back in.
collector.
I'm
I like
surprised
Matt
he's not
Cardona
back in
then.
WWE. To be honest with you, I thought he'd be back by now.
Because you know what it is? You already know WWE is in that phase where they like to hone their own stars. They don't like motherfuckers coming in with their own egos. They don't like that. Look what they did with Cody Rhodes.
What you mean about Cody Rhodes? He still got
Cody
momentum.
My
Cody
dude,
gonna get
stop.
that. Cody gonna get that. He just going through that. He just going through that
I'm
AJ
being
Styles
honest. Cody Rhodes
syndrome.
is
He
still
eventually gonna
getting
get that.
cheered. He's still getting his merch sold.
But
Y'all
don't
don't like
come on now,
Corey
my
on
dude. Let's
the
really be
microphone.
fucking real. Cody Rhodes said it his fucking self. He said, "I don't even know why I'm beefing with Brock Lesnar. This dude's been in a fucking
Hey,
feud
can I
for like
can
4
I say
months
something?
for no reason."
Yeah,
He said
Can I
this.
say something? As somebody who don't watch it, I didn't want Cody to win because I didn't feel like he was around long enough. He had one feud with Seth Rollins. He got injured. Then you come back and win the Royal Rumble, and you supposed to be the champion.
His
I didn't feel
matches,
like he. I
his
didn't feel
two
like he
matches
deserved that. Go ahead.
against Seth was really good. To be fair,
Yeah, that's what I was
I mean,
saying
it's
too.
cool, but I
hear
think
that
that would have been on
criticism.
some handed shit because you barely
I
been back in the
hear
company.
that
You just come in
criticism.
and win.
I
Go
hear
ahead.
that criticism. The only issue I have with that is that I feel like I'm not saying you, Henny
Mhm.
I'm not saying you in particular, but other people have used that criticism. And my only thing is I feel like people forget, and I feel like Triple H also forgot because
Uh-huh.
Triple H tore his quad, was gone for a long time, came back,
and won the Rumble.
won the Rumble, and no
Won the
one
title.
batted an eye. Went to
But
WrestleMania, won the title, and he literally did the exact same thing.
no,
So
this is
Triple
where
H, to
I
me,
see it's a
he's a
difference.
hypocrite.
Yeah,
But this is
yeah,
where I see it's a difference. He came from AEW and did it like that. He wasn't
I
in
was
the
about to
company
say.
still when he did that. You know. Go ahead.
I was about to say. Cody, they should have did a slow burn with him because I'm under belief if he would have won at WrestleMania, people would have been bitching about his run because he won the title too soon or other talents deserve it over him. They would have been booing him near the Money in the Bank pay per view because LA Knight was getting cheered and they would have, you know how fickle
so
fans is.
Yeah, I agree.
people would have turned on him.
I disagree with that because if he had won at WrestleMania, the feud with Brock would have actually made sense because there's
Perfect
still no
sense.
story. If he had won, then there's your reason for why Brock attacked Cody. Why am I going to help you? Because the stipulation was he couldn't challenge for the belt as long as
unless
Roman's the champ.
Roman loses.
If Roman wasn't the champ, then it would make sense for Cody to ask for Brock's help, and then Brock is like, fuck you, and just turns on him. It would have actually made sense. And this is just my opinion. This whole bloodline thing with Roman and Solo and the Usos, if Roman was not the champ, it would still work. It wouldn't change anything. In fact, if he wasn't the champ, I think it would make the story even better because Cody
So
even said
basically-
himself that he was going to lose the bloodline. What did he
And then
say? What was
everybody's
that
gonna
line?
leave.
Yeah,
All
what
right.
was that line
Hold
Cody
on.
said?
All
He said
right.
you'll
I
be
hear
on.
what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, right? Now, this is where I'm gonna blow everybody's mind. Pause.
Gotcha.
You really think this dude, Cody Rhodes, beating Lesnar 3 times in a row? Because remember, for him to still be the champion, he's gonna have to beat this dude because they fought 3 times already, right?
Yeah, third time at
Twice.
SummerSlam.
This is
You
the third
think they was gonna sit there and let Cody Rhodes rock with that?
It's
Nah,
twice.
nah,
Don't make it twice. It's the
that's
third
Well, if
why.
time.
he was champion, it would have been booked differently, obviously.
Nah, they would have had 3 matches.
You know damn well if this dude Bork Razor would have won the belt over Cody Rhodes, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Nobody trying to. Everybody would have been having they fucking torches and forks. Like,
But
oh my god, Brock Lesnar's the fucking champion again. He beat Cody Rhodes. Fuck this company. Da-da-da-da-da.
but I
think
do.
they did the right thing. I think they did the right thing. With this dude Roman Reigns beating Cody, great match. It's still a great match. I don't care. It's still a great match. It's just that when it came to these dudes having that supposed rivalry right after the fucking match for 4 months, 4 to 5 months, that's the shit that got everybody
You can tell it reeks of Vince because it doesn't make
yes, it
sense
does.
because WrestleMania night 2, Brock was facing Omos. Remember, how do
Mm-hmm.
you go from facing Omos to the next day? You just turn on Cody, just two
Right.
completely different directions. Like you can tell.
Almost, aka Captain
And
of the
then
Cage.
this dude said, and this motherfucker said, "Oh, I'm the reason why I'm getting rid of Brock Lesnar because I'm the next in line." Nigga,
No,
did you
I think he
forget
said
that
whoever
Brock
wins.
Lesnar can't face Roman Reigns?
I think he said whoever wins next in line. I think that's what he said.
But
You can just tell that certain aspects of the story were not thought of and were just rushed, and that's where Vince comes in.
That's what I'm saying. He said out of his own mouth, "Oh, the reason why I'm fighting Brock Lesnar is because I want to be next in line."
do y'all?
Brock Lesnar is the number one contender.
But do y'all believe if Reigns would have lost at WrestleMania 39, it would have made him more diabolical or more evil and more of a prick because he lost his title?
Probably.
He's already setting himself up to be a diabolical heel right now.
First
And
off,
then
it
what
wouldn't
annoyed
have
me-
happened.
what-
You
what
know why?
annoyed me
Definitely
was
wouldn't have
after-
happened. It wouldn't have happened because it just wasn't his time. Period. And they're not gonna have this dude Cody Rhodes just coming out of nowhere, being the boss of the opposition and winning the belt.
Well, that's just stupid, bro. That's stupid because look at what Roman's done since then. He hasn't defended the belt since, which is even more of a reason why he should have lost. He literally has not defended. He has not defended the title on television or on a premium live event since.
He has at live events though. He been doing.
I get that, but that's a different continuity. They don't.
All right, so what would you rather? All right, I'm gonna put it in layman terms then. I'll put it in layman terms. What would you rather? Roman Reigns being a champion or Brock Lesnar being a champion? Because you know damn well if this dude Cody Rhodes would have beat Roman Reigns with a belt, Brock Lesnar was to beat Cody Rhodes.
And then Cody would have won it back. It just would have traded the belt back and forth.
I'm taking flip flopping the title. WWE would get sweated.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
WWE would get sweated for people be saying the title is ruined or
that too.
The title is ruined.
We talked about this. They swapped the belt all the time in the Attitude Era. The fans didn't give.
Yeah, but this is the new age.
This is the truth. It's
the new. But
you
this
keep
is
bringing that up though. That's not a valid argument. I'm not argument either.
But
this is the new age.
I don't think Brock would have beaten Cody. I think if Cody was
yes, he would have.
No.
Brock would not lost 3 straight times.
This is what would have happened. If Cody was the champ, this is what would have happened. Cody would have faced Brock at Backlash, and he would have got the fluke roll up, just like he did, like what actually happened. Then their second match at Night of Champions. Remember when Brock faced Lashley, and Lashley had Brock dead to rights, and then he gave Lashley the low blow. which is fucking weird because they made Brock like the heel, and it's like, okay, we're gonna get a rematch, and they never did. Cody and Brock would have had a rematch at Night of Champions. Brock would have did some stupid shit to get himself DQ'd, and you could have still did he injured Cody's arm bullshit, and then the third match would have been at SummerSlam, the one we're gonna get.
But WWE would not book Brock to lose 3 straight matches, and you don't want
Brock
your
doesn't
world
care,
title.
bro. You're underestimating Brock. Brock doesn't give a shit about that. He's never cared about that. All Brock cares about is getting his paycheck and leaving. That's the thing.
I heard.
But he also cares about being champion too, because he gets
he do.
What I heard the other day was that this match is going to be a 3 Stages of Hell match.
I pitched that. That was the match I pitched months ago. Another prediction I made.
That's why Brock didn't show up at Money in the Bank. Brock didn't show up at Money in the Bank because he doesn't care. He's not going to fly all the way to the UK just to have a cameo in the middle of the show, attack Cody, and leave. Brock was like, fuck that. I'll stay in America, and I'll do it when they come back.
I will give Brock props, though, because he has been showing up at every pay-per-view. The only pay-per-view he missed was Money in the Bank. But he showed up at every pay-per-view this year.
Right.
I just think you overestimate Brock's worth. He really doesn't care about shit like that. All he cares about is getting paid, hitting his F5, and slapping hands with the fans. He doesn't care.
But you just pitched it.
Show every pay-per-view this year.
He did. He did sell for Money in the Bank. He did sell for the Money in the Bank.
Let's see. Okay.
He was at the Rumble. He was at Elimination Chamber. He was at WrestleMania. He was at Backlash. He missed Money in the Bank. Now he go work SummerSlam. That's every pay-per-view except for Money in the Bank.
Been more consistent since he came back at SummerSlam.
Other than Money in the Bank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most he worked. But people would have been bitching about title swap if we would have kept on flip-flopping back and forth. This is the new age of wrestling fans, and they fickle.
What'd you say, Sandman?
Was Brock at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all forgot he got eliminated by Lashley, I believe.
Yeah.
That was a setup. The match that never happened.
Right.
At Mania.
But this is the most he's been at the.
I love the Roundtable. This is why I love the Roundtable. Like, on some real shit.
Certain people.
It's emotional time. I'm gonna get sentimental. God damn it! Get sentimental.
Certain people are at a level where they can lose.
Like on some real G shit. Hold on, man. I just goddamn. Can I just show my love to you guys?
Okay.
Damn. Like I do appreciate this shit because you know what I mean. We all building. That's why I call it the round table. We all building when it comes to wrestling content. You know what I'm saying? We got the people in the chat, and we also got people that be watching the replay. Definitely love to everybody, right? What I think we should do, I think we should plan a Saturday, maybe like once every other week when it comes to movie content.
Yeah, I think it's good because Sandman, remember I asked you a question months ago. What's the greatest comedy movie ever? Black comedy movie.
Yeah, I remember. That's why you know what I mean. I thought about that when you told me, and you know we've been talking about movies from before you have pulled up over here. You know what I mean? Me, Tove, Nate, you know me, Black Soul. We always chopped up about movies. And I think we should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like have a different element to the page. To the
you
channel.
said every other Saturday, right? That's like every 2 weeks.
Yes. Just I'm gonna update everybody with that when it comes to that. And
is it this week?
No, not this week. Not this week. I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. I'm gonna let you guys know ahead of time.
No, but
I have to think really hard about that. I know a lot of good funny movies.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got a lot of time to think about it.
Hey, y'all remember the four
I got
sister
you.
the four sisters movies are suggested as a sequel to Brothers. Y'all remember I said Jada Pinkett Smith, and you have Lisa Way, and you have Taraji,
Jada
and
Pinkett Smith's career is dead, so yeah, let's skip that one.
Yeah, like we're gonna definitely build on that. I was telling you, give me 1 second. I was also wanted to say, like, when it comes to the new logo coming through soon, still working on the merch, and it's like shit takes time because not only that, like I'm doing everything myself, and I'm working hard, and I don't have no damn time. You know what I mean? Like I barely have time. Like, and that's all I like chopping it up with you guys, chopping up with you guys when it comes to the old fashioned wrestling and shit like that. And we're gonna talk about movies also, and you know, things is in the works. And make sure y'all share. Tell a friend that we here again, B. We here. Virgo, like Virgo, babe. What's going on, Virgo, babe? You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know. Be like, I know y'all know wrestling fans. Share that shit to your wrestling, to your people that like wrestling and shit like that. We're gonna talk
yeah,
about. We're gonna do all that fly shit. Don't be scared.
I got a huge family that like watching wrestling, so I'll let them know.
Let them know. Spread the word.
That's how I got into wrestling because my auntie she was watching wrestling all the way in the 70s and stuff, and
Oh hell yeah.
yeah, she got me into it.
Yeah, like spread the word, man. It's all goody. You already know the vibes. We go live every Tuesday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central. And what's my full time?
Do you remember the original Gangsters? Remember that movie?
Hell yeah!
remember the kid with the radio? What's the word, man? What's the word, man?
That's Shaheen. That's
Did y'all ever watch Garan Gang or whatever that hood movie with the Rock on it?
Gridiron? Yeah, Gridiron. Yeah.
I could watch that over and over.
That was actually a good movie. Well, on the Rock.
Yeah, it was.
Movie. You know the quote. You know the one thing. The role that Rock played. That's supposed to be a white coach.
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh, and Sandman, not to be that guy, because there's always that guy like, oh, well, actually, or what you were saying earlier. See, technically, Kofi does count because The Rock is actually considered Samoan American.
Yeah, he don't go by his black hair.
Get the fuck out of here. He had a black attitude. You black boy, you're black.
Yeah, Choke telling the truth. The Rock he don't really acknowledge his black culture like that.
Only time he acknowledges shit is when he's in the movie with Kevin Hart.
Yeah. To me, what it always goes back to, like where it started, is like every February when it's Black History Month, and they have like the little the montage where they show like black wrestlers.
The Rock's never in the high package.
They never have The Rock. Never. If they ever showed The Rock in any of those someone please send me a picture. Never.
Bloodline high package. The Rock is plastered all over that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Black History Month, fuck him.
I remember when Kofi won the WWE title and going on Twitter and seeing like so many different legends just give their props to Kofi, and Rock never did. Not once.
You know the thing.
Just little stuff like that. Just little stuff like that is what doesn't do him any favors in the black community. Not that I'm not saying.
I'm not alive. Wasn't Shaq Gaspar the MVP watching that shit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I bet MVP saw that, and that probably gave him motivation for the Hurt Business. I bet. Probably it had to have.
Kofi.
Nah, fuck Vince McMahon, man. Fuck that.
The only time Kofi was serious with his WWE title reign was when he went against Samoan Joe and Randy Orton.
I
That's
would
the
never
serious
say
Kofi we
And
should
what's
have got.
infuriating about The
Yo,
Rock? What's
Vince
infuriating
McMahon is
about
a
The Rock?
racist piece of shit, son.
that's a
Like,
piggyback on
yo,
what
the Hurt Business was like, yo, you know why he buried that shit immediately?
That
Because
was
it was the equivalent to the
the
Horsemen. It was the Black Four Horsemen.
wasn't WWE supposed to did some new modern version, a modified version of the Hurt Business instead of Sheldon Benjamin and
No,
what's
that
his
was
name?
that was a
It was supposed to
WWE.
be the Street Profits and Carmelo.
That,
It
you
was
know, they,
supposed
they like edited shit. Like, that wasn't WWE. You made it seem like fan art or something like that.
No, it was a picture.
I mean, the
MVP
talent.
show.
All I really got to say is the talent is there. Like, if you don't want to do anything with Shelton and Cedric, you have the Street Profits. You know, they've done everything they can do as a face. Instead of having one of them go heel, you could have both of them go heel. Bianca's
you
on the
have
same
Bianca.
brand as them. You also have Carmelo. You have Lashley, who's not hurt, as far as I know. Like, what's going on? You know,
You have Trick.
Omos is a free agent.
Doing
So
nothing.
right, so
Lashley's
you have the talent
sitting-
there. The talent is totally there. Like, if you wanna put like a rebooted, rehashed version of SmackDown, whoever you want to use, like between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you have the names to do it. They're just choosing not to do anything, which is
The Hurt Business should honestly. The
Yes,
Hurt,
they got Cameron Grimes. They got Cameron Grimes there. They don't even use a Cameron Grimes.
right. Yeah, he was in a feud with Corbin, right? And now Corbin's like an NXT. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's more Vince. That's more Vince.
Like,
Like,
yo, like that's what I'm talking about. And come on, we gotta stop the bullshit about Triple H this, Triple H that. Yes, I understand. I do understand Triple H is a fucking punk ass pussy. But this is ultimately with this dude, Vince McMahon. This ultimately he was like, I don't know what they gotta do. Like, but only thing I ask for before we get out of here, only thing I ask for is Triple H. Just punch Vince in the face. Not pre-storyline or when it gets to storyline. No,
Kick him in the balls.
for real. Punch him in the face. Just
One
one
good kick
good
square in the
punch.
nuts.
see, that's why Brett's the GOAT, because Brett gave Vince an uppercut. He was like, fuck this.
Yes.
hey, do y'all think H got a little racism in him because y'all remember what he did to Booker T? Do y'all
I
think?
think that Triple H.
Champion. Look at see.
Yeah. I think that Triple H. I think that, and this goes beyond that. I think that when he was, as much as I liked Black and Gold NXT, it was very grungy and metal, and he wasn't really pushing a lot. The only black person that was really getting a push was Velveteen Dream. It was really just him. I know we're not supposed to talk about Velveteen. People always say, "What about Keith Lee?" People forget Keith got the push because Gargano and Dream were hurt, and that gave Keith time on TV. And then Keith Lee made the best of it, and then that's when you start to see Keith get the push. And every time there was a live musical performance, what was her name? Sandman, Poppy, whatever the fuck her name was,
Poppy, I think.
Yeah,
Poppy.
every time there was musical guest and shit, it was always like metal grunge. There wasn't really like any pop, hip hop, rap, or anything like that. He didn't really get it. And
Triple H is
big ups
barely
to
starting to
Swerve.
recognize it now.
Right, and big ups to Swerve, because Swerve, when he was there, when he was still there, he was he according to Swerve, and I don't see a reason why he would lie about it. He was on TV, but they weren't using him. They didn't really have anything for him, and he would
Wasn't that
have regular
Stephanie's
meetings
idea?
with
Stephanie's
Pardon?
idea was to put him up with
Yeah, that was Stephanie. Yeah,
with the
Stephanie
other
was
three
the one
morons.
that said put him with Hit Row. So really, Stephanie was the one that gave Hit Row. People give Hit Row like a Triple H thing. That wasn't Triple H. That was Steph. So he never really knew what to do with black talent. I've always said they lucked into Bianca Belair. Like they got lucky with her. They didn't have any plans to push her. Bianca was just so good, and the fans resonated with her. And she's a role model, legitimately. and she's very young and she has little hair. It just worked out. I don't truly believe they looked at Bianca Belair and said, "Oh man, we can."
That's why you got to be extremely careful of how you turn her heel.
Yeah. Black Star did mention that. He said WWE better not go ghetto with it. They could have her with a Jade Cargill attitude. That'll work out, but don't go too far with it. Like having her.
The only worry I have about Bianca is just a matter of time before she loses her hair. It's gonna happen.
I want her to use that hair as a weapon again.
I think she
Like
still can. It just comes down to if the girl wants to take it. Like Sasha.
Yeah, last time she used that hair was against Becky. That's when she whacked the mess out of Becky, and that unrealistic sound came out her back after she whacked her.
Yeah, some girls want to take the bump and some don't. I mean, I can't
I
blame
mean,
them.
most of them don't. Most of them don't want to take it. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that she should do that every single match. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I'm eating some good chicken.
Chicken hot pockets. Chicken hot pockets.
Yeah.
But Toby, if you want to watch,
I was saying that I'm not saying that she should do the tail whip spot all the time. Well, for special occasions, like when it comes to certain type PLEs, yeah.
Like it would have been perfect if she would have used it like at like a SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Certain spots like that, Sandman, like a special pay-per-view.
One of the big fours.
Yeah, Survivor Series.
Anyways, hold on, wait. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to start munching too. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. We passed the 2 hour mark, and I'm gonna pull up again. And what's it? 2 days? Okay. Friday. Yeah.
I kind of want you to live stream tomorrow, Sandman. This has been entertaining tonight.
I appreciate that.
If you want to watch a Byron Saxton being a simp, do you guys remember the TV show or the network show? Is it like Drive Along?
Drive Along.
Yeah.
There's an episode with Carmella, Corey Graves, like they're in the back seat with I think with a Shayna. Shayna's driving, and then Corey calls Byron Saxton, and then he just starts simping over Becky Lynch. The most unbelievable simping I ever heard in my life.
Was Becky Lynch even married to Seth around the time?
I don't get her, bro.
Belly dancer, thank you.
I don't get Becky. I never have got her. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I think she's very cringe. I don't. And
then the worst part about it is that he simps even harder for Bailey, and Bailey was nothing to do with him.
I think Jerry the King Lawler is the biggest simp though.
He's a funny simp.
Right. Like, yeah, this dude was actually entertaining. Like Jerry Lawler, yeah, he was thirsty as fuck. But at least he was entertaining. Like, these dudes are just straight corny. All of them.
And the announcers on these shows be just terrible. Who is the best announcer in WWE right now?
I like that. What's her name? Samantha. That Samantha chick.
Yeah, Samantha Irvin.
Michael Cole.
Yeah, she reminds me.
Oh, you mean commentary?
A little bit.
Yeah, commentary.
Yeah, commentary wise, they're not that good right now.
Like, where is the life in these shows at? Like, speak up. You need a reaction. You have people say, look at this, look what Becky Lynch doing. She doing a super kick. No reaction at all.
Cole is pretty good though.
Yeah, he is. He's the only one besides what's his name? Carmelo's husband or whatever. They the only two that give reactions to everything. And Booker T, I can't shit on him. At least he say shucky ducky crack crack.
Booker T just doesn't give a fuck. Booker T stopped giving a fuck a long time ago.
You already know the vibes. You, oh my guys. Well, I'm about to shut it down.
I'm Black
On Friday, B.
5 more minutes, Sam. It's 5 more minutes.
This isn't Black Star talking. This is
I
Black
really
Star.
went five more minutes. You know what I mean? We normally shut it down at two hours, so it's about to be 5 minutes now. Peace up, motherfucker.
All right. Peace out.